Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're back here at FC Kerbeck Buick GMC in Palmyra, New Jersey to take a look at one of the biggest EVs I've ever seen in my life. Here it is. This is a 2025 GMC Hummer EV SUV 2X, four-wheel drive, meteorite metallic is the color. So we're going to check out this big mamma jamma EV, and you can let me know, is this the kind of action you want to roll down the road in? So let's dig in. Front end of this monstrous Hummer EV, here we go with this meteorite metallic, and we have all the LED lighting with Hummer lit up right across the front and EV right over here. So people know you went for the green version of this Hummer. We do have full LED lighting. We have massive recovery hooks, skid plates underneath, the whole 9 yards in this Hummer EV. As we come around to our wheel and tire setup, we got these 18-inch machined aluminum alloy wheels, Hummer EV special wheels, obviously. Massive tires here. Goodyear Wrangler territory, all-terrain tires, 305 on the width, a 70 series sidewall 18s, all four corners, four-wheel drive. Moving on out, one big giant EV, minimum ground clearance 10.2 inches, but with the air travel suspension system, this can go up to 16 inches of ground clearance. Moving in closer, we're going to have our color match side view mirrors right here, 360-degree view cameras, color match front and rear door handle, and then instead of having your fuel filler cap in the back here, this is where you got your electric plug-in, and we'll go over those numbers in a little while. And then we got the black roof up top, but it's a removable top, so we don't have to worry about any kind of sunroof because you can take the top off. Rear end of the Hummer EV with that big spare tire on the tailgate, color matched on the tailgate, all black down on the rear bumper area with this. Look at the size of this recovery hook right here. It is huge. And then you got your tow hitch underneath the spare tire. All right, we're opening up the front mounted trunk, and look at all this extra space you get up front in this Hummer EV. There's our charge cables right here. Looking good. Bags to put in your roof parts that you take off and stuff. So well done up here with some LED lighting, and of course you have to have the emergency pull for the hood in case you lock somebody in here. So they got to have that. That's what that's for. Looks beautiful. Now we're looking at a 212.7 kilowatt hour battery pack in here. This GM Ultium Action, dual motor, four-wheel drive, 570 horsepower. If you want the 1,000 horsepower variant of the GMC Hummer EV, you got to go with the 3X, which is the triple motor action. So that's what we have going on here. MPGEs, though, are really going to suffer with this because it's such a big vehicle. MPGEs are 52 in the city, 42 on the highway, and 47 combined. Back left of the Hummer EV, we got the charge port, we got the level 2 action and the DC fast charge action. Now, this is a one big battery pack of 212.7 kilowatt hours. So at a level 2 charger at home, that's going to take you about 11.2 hours on the level 2 charger to get to a full charge. Now, once you're at a full charge, get about 282 miles of total range. Now, if you need a DC fast charge this, you got the capability for that. And the DC fast charging, you'd probably be able to add about 100 miles of range in 15 minutes. At least that's the numbers that we have right now. So let me know what you think about those numbers. Before we get into the interior of this Hummer EV, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much? Well, we don't have the priced up window sticker, right? So I'm going off of the invoice that Kerbeck has. MSRP for this vehicle is $109,815. And we're looking at the manufacturing facility here is Detroit Assembly for the Hummer EV, SUV, and pickup. All right, now we're looking at our driver door panel, and it's all this easy off-road, get the dirt off, wash out water resistant material, which I do like, in the 2 different colors, which is a nice touch, with Hummer EV down here on your armrest with some copper or bronze trim. Looks nice. 2 memory seat settings and your exit seat setting, and you do have power fold mirrors as well. So nicely done. Huge door pocket and your upgraded Bose sound system, footbox action, nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator with the all-season mats inside the vehicle, full power seats for the driver and the front passenger, and then of course again the same material on the seats to make it easy to clean, easy to wash off with this bronze Hummer EV. Makes it look really nice. It finishes it off really well. Front passenger door panel, same as the driver, no change in material or vibe, which I do like, but you don't get the memory seat settings. Now as we come in closer to the dash, we're going to go soft touch and then a lot of this brass or bronze bling on the trim here and into that heat and air vent. Let me know if that's a bit of overkill. It looks very, very strong to the eyes when you get in here. And then we have a nice large glove box down below. Infotainment system time here in this Hummer EV, and look at the size of this baby. Low profile Google Assistant system, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, great pinch to zoom capability like that. Looks beautiful, looks wonderful. Now, all of our menu items are right down here. So we'll start at the bottom with the home base button, where that's going to give you all your apps that you can deal with your maps from Bluetooth in your phone, Energy, Google Assistant. There's your Android Auto CarPlay apps. You can get to your audio system from here, and you can go into your AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, as well as your podcast, Google News, Amazon Alexa, all that stuff right there. And then you can go back, like I said, to your nav. Now we can go ahead and get into our Bluetooth or phone if we want. Up top here, it takes a little while to get moving. We got your trailering app where you can add a trailer, manage your trailers, and go through your trailer hookup list right there. And then we have this big picture of the Hummer, which is going to give you all of your off-road action. And now it's reset itself because we're in demo. There we go. Sorry about that. Now we got our off-road action, right? So now we got our drift angle, we got our altitude, we got our drive mode, which is normal right now. We can take a look at our cameras if we want to do that. We can go ahead and get our target tire pressure, and we can go ahead and get that adjusted from here once we want to go off-road. So that's nice. We got our aux switches right here where you can like program in light bars and additional winches and all sorts of stuff in here. So they got a lot of nice, cool stuff in here. Now, while we're focused on this, I'm going to go to the drive modes. So the drive modes dial is down on the center console, but here we go, right? So we have my mode, and then we have normal, and then we have tow haul, then we have terrain, then we have off-road, and then back to normal in my mode. So there you have it. So that's all the ones that you have. And then this button over here on the right, that lets you get to like your one pedal driving. Of course, it wouldn't let me stay there. Of course. We'll go back and try that again. Now we can turn that. Now we got one pedal driving on or one pedal driving off, but this does not stay on there long enough. There, now we're back off again. And then we can go back in here. So some really nice features in here as well. So now if we go to reverse, there are the 360-degree view cameras, super clear with trajectory, all of our different views down below as well if you want to change those up. So really well done there. Back to park we go, back to the beginning, and then we can just go back to our map and we are good to go. Now underneath here we do have switches for different things, right? So if I hit this, we can go 3-stage heated seats, 3-stage ventilated seats for the driver and the front passenger. Right there, beautiful. Heated steering wheel, right there, no sweat. Controls for your dual climate, sync them together. Lock the rear diff, lock all the diffs. You got your 4-way hazard, traction control off, parking sensors, right? Parking assist, right there. 2 heat and air vents, your push button start, right up there. Trailer brake, right here. All set there. Down below, wireless charging pad, USB-C, USB-A. Here's the gear shift. Take you through this 1-speed direct drive transmission. I was operating the drive modes from up top right here. That's where you got that. 2 cup holders, flat black with this bronze look. I do like the way it looks. And then our key fob looking good right here. Lock, unlock, remote start, open the tailgate, pop the front mounted trunk or the hood, and then your panic button, and on the back it says Hummer EV GMC. So they got you set there. Huge center armrest with an area that's rubberized to lie your phone. Then you can open this up and you have a huge area for storage underneath right there. The Hummer EV steering wheel, leather wrap wheel, this strip up here, this is your Super Cruise. So if you do buy into that subscription, then it's like a semi-autonomous driving as long as the road you're on is in GM's Super Cruise library of roads. Round bottom wheel, but I got plenty of room to get in and out of this vehicle. We have our adaptive cruise right over here on the left, telephone voice commands and controls for your digital dash over here on the right. Paddle to adjust the level of regen braking. We do have our headlight controls right here. Windshield wipers over on the right. Drowsy driver detection camera right there. Left side of the dash, we have our electric parking brake. Pop the hood. Pop the tailgate. This is lane keep assist on or off. And then we can roll out on our windows, open up the fuel filler. I guess we call it a fuel filler since we plug it in. And then we can brighten dim the dash. And we do have an electric tilting and telescoping wheel. Overhead console, not a lot going on because the roof comes off. But what we have here is if you want your LED interior lighting to come on off, you open and close the door. Do nothing, leave everything off. Open the door, lighting comes on, close the door. Lighting does dim out. SOS button in case there's an emergency on the road. OnStar, in case you want to talk to GM. Rear view mirror. Standard rear view mirror, or you hit the magic button, there's your digital rear view mirror, and these down below adjust the height of the digital rear view mirror or zoom in, zoom out. You're all set. Here are the levers to loosen up and take off these roof panels. So you have 2 roof panels above you here, and then in the back row they have 2 roof panels. Now, sun visor, you got your garage door programmables right here if this thing will fit in your garage. And then you have a vanity with light. And does it slide? Yes, it does. Rear door panels, same action as the front, right? Same use of material, same vibe. So I do like that. Now getting in, well, we got to get up on our running boards and pull ourselves on in to this big boy. But once you're in, I got plenty of room for my head, shoulders, and knees at 5'11". We have the same material down here. We have a seat pocket behind the driver and the front passenger. And then back here, you got your command center. You got your rear climate, 3-stage heated seats for both your rear outboard passengers, 2 heat and air vents, USB-C, USB-A, and a nice rubberized area for storage. So I do like that. Rear seats, same material, nice 2-tone color combo, nice and comfortable. Again, water repellent material, easy to clean out when you're going on the big time off-road action. And then you have your center armrest, super soft, 2 cup holders. So overall, it's really quite comfortable here in the back of this Hummer EV. Getting in the rear or opening the tailgate of your Hummer EV SUV, pop from the key fob, pop from the dash, or you can come to the back and there's a little button right here. You hit it, beeps a couple of times, and out she comes. Look at that action, huh? That's beautiful. Now, With the rear seats up, we're looking at 35.9 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this Hummer EV. As we move on in closer, over here on the left, we have a home power source right there. We have a nice big area here to store stuff on the side, which I do like. And then on the back here, you have power fold right there for the back row, and then lift up, more storage underneath here. And we'll leave it at that for now. So we'll put that down. And now, if you want to get those back rows down, we should be able to drop them from right here. Bingo, down they go. Bingo, down they go. And now with this really wide, it's almost like a rectangular opening rather than square, rear seats down, 81.8 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this Hummer EV SUV 2X. All right, we are out on the road in this 2025 GMC Hummer EV 2X. We got our EV engine noise or EV spaceship noise going on in here. And it is one big mamma jamma EV to drive down the road. I mean, you got a commanding view of the road. Commanding view. Great visibility out the windshield, side glass, side view mirror, rear window, blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, pre-collision, all that is in this vehicle for safety. I got the digital rear view mirror giving me an unobstructed view behind me, which is a good deal. And I got these big, huge off-road tires. I mean, this thing you could drive around on the road, and I think a lot of people will, because there's a lot of people that just want to drive something that makes a statement, and this certainly makes a statement for sure. And you have the dual motor, 570 horsepower. You got your towing capacity of up to 7,500 pounds with this vehicle, so they got you covered there. You got variable ground clearances because you have the suspension, which is going to raise up, and so your minimum you're going to be 10.2, maximum you're going to be 16. Right? You can lock the rear, you can lock all full, lock the front and rear diffs. You got your electronic four-wheel drive. You got a huge battery pack in this thing. I mean, just ginormous battery pack. And that is for the fact that it's so heavy that you had to go with a huge battery pack just so it would get a decent amount of range. Now the spec sheet on here is telling me 303 miles of range to a full charge, but the window sticker is telling me 282. So you're probably going to be somewhere in there, or if you're, and of course that all depends on weather and terrain and your driving habits, it could be lower than that if you're in the wintertime, or if you're driving in the mountains or up steep inclines, or you got a tow load on, or you're going massive off-road action and you're crawling around on the rocks and that kind of thing. So it's all variable on all sorts of different things. But this baby is an EV that's geared up for big off-road action, Moab action, huge rock crawls, that kind of thing. And I have a feeling, though, about 95% of the people that buy this thing are going to drive it around town, drive it out to dinner, and just make a statement in this vehicle, because this vehicle makes a big statement when it's out on the road. There's no doubt about it. And it drives really well. It handles really well. The handling, the steering is light, but it's tight and right. No problem there. Brakes, stops on a dime and gives you change. No problem there. And even though it feels wide in here, it doesn't feel overly huge to drive down the road. That's just my feeling. We're going to do our turning radius test here, which is going to be a wide one because we got big wide tires on here, 305s. But look how quickly that turns around. And you're ripping right back down the road again. Piece of cake. Let's do that again. I mean, this is the beauty of this vehicle. It's huge, but look at how tight that is. And around you go. And then down the road you go, no problem. Piece of cake. So even though it looks big and you're expecting this thing to take a year and a day to turn around, boom, right around for you, no problem. And then you step on the accelerator, and then this baby just does the business down the road, which we'll give you an example here in a second. You ready? Dead stop. 3, 2, 1, EV power, instant, go! The whole rear end just squats down, and you can feel the front end lift up a bit, and it just powers down the road. It's almost like you're in a speedboat, the way the front end is lifted up a little bit, and you're just, as a speedboat crashes into those waves and the bow is up a little bit high, that's what this feels like. And it just down the road like a mad dog. EVs are fun vehicles to drive, but it handles well, feels good. You got the removable top, 4 different panels to remove. You got all of the off-road features you would want in here. You got all of the tech you can possibly want in here. As far as luxury features, the seat's extremely comfortable in this big Hummer EV. And you got plenty of room for head, shoulders, knees, and everything. The old gas-powered Hummers, I always thought they looked really huge on the outside, and the inside was really small and was cramped. This one, nice, open and airy space to hold 5 people very comfortably, and a whole lot of gear with the rear seats down if you don't have anybody in the back. So really well conceived. It's a really well built, well done EV. The question is $110,109 and change, $110,000 for a 2X Hummer EV SUV. Is that the kind of is that the kind of money you want to spend on a big EV like this? You let me know, because I'll tell you, GMC is selling these like no tomorrow. There's 9 of these on the lot now, and I guarantee you in another week there won't be any left. People love these things. They spend their money on them. Highly monetized buyers who want the EV love this vehicle. It's just the way it is, and GMC has hit a home run with this vehicle in terms of sales. So you let me know what you would do. If you're ready to spend serious bank on an EV, do you go with this vehicle, or do you go somewhere else with that hard-earned money of yours? You let me know, put it in the comments. But I do want to thank FC Kerbeck Buick GMC for allowing the channel access to this ginormous 2025 GMC Hummer EV SUV 2X in Meteorite Metallic for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.